To understand a Yixing teapot, let's hold it first, like that. I'll do it again. Your ring finger bends back, your middle finger goes through the handle, the index finger goes on top, the thumb presses onto the lid. As you lift the teapot, it should feel balanced in your hand. It should not have a tendency to tip any other way, except to stay quite level. And every time you lift it again, it feels very easy amongst your fingers. So this pot is said to have a balanced weight. But there are many other ways to hold a teapot too. Let's try a more conventional one. Your index finger goes through the handle. The middle finger will support on the other side. The thumb presses onto the top of the handle. When you lift the teapot like that, the weight of it should also feel balanced and not tipping. With this particular way of holding the teapot, however, you have to remember that the lid is not controlled. So while you pour, you have to press onto the lid button with your left hand index finger, but not covering the air hole. Suppose you want to hold the pot with the first method. Now your thumb should be able to rest onto the button and can easily glide over to cover the air hole, like that. The size and smoothness of the button is therefore a very important consideration in the pot design. However, not all pots have a big handle like this one. There are other pots with handle small like this. Putting a finger through this when the pot is filled with hot water is not a good idea. So for such small handle design, the pot can be held in another way. See how my fingers is formed as if I were holding a Chinese paintbrush. See, this upper part of the handle is much thicker than the lower part there. This is meant to be held like a Chinese paintbrush, except that you have to leave your index finger free. Notice how my ring finger presses against the outer side of the curve, right there. My tall man would press onto the far side of the handle and my thumb on the near side. Here we go. Now my index finger can press onto the lid button so I can pour with one hand. Again, when the pot is held like that, it's balanced and level and feel easy between my fingertips. So this pot passes the test too. There are other pots with different design of the handle. The handle gets thinner on the top and is not very easy to hold. It is actually meant for holding like this. Your hand covering the whole teapot and using it as a warmer. It is a pot not for pouring, but for sucking from. This is a very personal type of teaware for the palm. This is the famous reverse handle design 倒把式式. As for the lid button, notice how it is smooth and lower profile for the finger to glide over for control. You may press onto it if you want to, but maybe longer fingers would do the job better. So when you judge such a pot, it is the tactile feel, the shape and the size of it as how it fits into your palm that are as important as the weight balance itself. So now we understand one of the most important ergonomics of a teapot is its weight balance. But there are other important criteria too, such as its symmetry and levels. When you look at a teapot, look at it from the top first. Check if the handle, the lid button and the spout are on the same center straight line. Then on the side, imagine when the pot is filled with water, would the spout be leaking already? And check whether the top of the handle, the mouth and the spout are perfectly on the same level. Like that. There are designs which the handle or the spout or both of it could be higher than the mouth. but that's another thing that we will talk later. Let's also check here how the lid fits onto the mouth. Perfect. It is smooth, easy, and tight. This is very smooth. This is a perfect. Not many pots are smooth like that, but they should not be too far out either. That's another smoothness that we have to talk about. Smoothness of the flow. We shall be doing the water test. Now, most Yixing Teapot shop will allow you to do this if you ask. Fill the pot to the top with water. Really to the top. Notice how I cover the pot. Run the bottom of the lid around the neck, press down, and then turn. Now, the lid should go in very easily and smoothly, and there should be no space between the lid and the pot except a very thin layer of water. When you lift the pot covering the air hole, no water should come out. See how my thumb covers the air hole? Slide the thumb away. The flow of the water should be instant and not gushing out, but smooth like a glass rod. With water inside, the pot still feels very balanced at the tip of your fingers. So this pot passes the initial tests. There are yet more criteria for judging a good Yixing teapot, such as the clay quality, how well it is fired, the workmanship, and whether the pot design is suitable for your kind of tea in terms of its shape, size, and the use of clay. We shall cover these topics in future videos. Let's go over again the ergonomic criteria of a Yixing teapot. Weight balance, lid button design, symmetry, whether this is on a straight line, and levels, whether the three parts are on the same level, and also the smoothness of the lid, the smoothness of the flow of water, and how tight the lid is made. We have also covered 4 ways of holding the teapot, with your index finger and the thumb on top, with your middle finger and the thumb on the lid itself, the paintbrush method with the index finger on the lid, and the palm method for the very special 倒把式式 design.